half-back, I should say.
The Eagles going right to left in the first turn. Harding in the ruck. Flips over his head, but it's taken by O'Donnell. Thumps it to full forward, and David Hart, played only a couple of games this season, takes the mark in the last line of defence. The hand pass away to White. Hugs the boundary line and finds Turley. Turley up towards centre wing. Lamb waits. Pios contests. The ball goes out of bounds. A lot of West Australian fans will be interested in the form of Derek Kickett today. He's been in superb form. Might have won a Sandover medal if he hadn't been suspended. Might win a Brownlow this year, perhaps.
Worsfold and Ridley to Turley. Kickett, now Anderson for Essendon. Long kick up towards half forward, but the mark is taken back there by Harding.
Interesting what Essendon are doing. Somerville is going down on that 50-metre line. Harding following, so Somerville not playing the kick behind play, which are accustomed to not Ruckman doing.
Good effort by Ridley to control the football. It was a little awkward. He was backing back. He kicks it towards centre half forward. Overrunning it was Denham. In there is Waters. That may have been deemed as a throw. Well tackled was Hart by Buick. And Buick will take the free kick for Essendon at left half forward. He plays on quickly, kicks it to the front of the goal square. Not a bad kick either, but Jakovic is the first to recover. He gets the handball away. Chance for White. White's kick out towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Lamb.
Up towards half forward to Lewis. Looks as though Kickett might be running with Lewis. That'll be an interesting duel today. Down towards the forward pocket. Sumich getting underneath the ball. Anthony Danaher is his opponent, and he sees the ball out. On the 50-metre line. We've had no scorers yet. The Eagles in attack. McIntosh. Pios with a good jump, but no chance of getting rid of the ball. Kemp. Umpire comes in, will ball it up.
Kilpatrick seems to have the job on Kemp.
A fair bit of West Australian interest today in Essendon as well, with Buick, Kickett and Ridley, West Australians, playing against the Eagles today. Harvey round the boundary line, but no Essendon players there. Just marked the Waterman. Kick and a half to goal from there. Sumich shrugging off his opponent, Danaher. Awkward bounce. Good pick-up though. Good tackle, Danaher. Comes back to Sumich. The hand pass out towards the goal square. Main Waring a chance. Wanganeen grabs him when he didn't have it, surely. Oh, Main Waring. Scrag all over the place. Nothing doing. And a behind of the Eagles.
An interesting decision by the umpire, or non-decision by the umpire, because he was right there. He could see what was happening between Wanganeen and Main Waring, yet he didn't deem to penalise Wanganeen.
And Main Waring not voicing his disapproval that much either. Kilpatrick, a little kick. Ridley, now Hills. Slick hand pass, Kilpatrick. Away to Thompson, too slow. Good tackle by Matera. O'Donnell harassed. In comes Wilson, playing his 100th game. Away to Main Waring. Handball over the top. Kemp from 50 metres. Dean Kemp kicks across his body to the front of the goals, but a good mark.
Free kick.
Still, it's a free kick anyway. It could go to Werner for being shepherded out of the contest by Pios. Werner playing across that half-back line. Maybe using his ability to run very, very quickly, Michael Werner. His long kick goes out towards the wing. Lamb, hand pass is good. Harding, hand pass too far for Worsfold. Tries him, take a couple of players on, but it rebounds, and a quick kick comes out of it by O'Donnell. And it goes close to the boundary line, eventually running over. And O'Donnell the job picking up Craig Turley. So some good matchups in this game, and perfect conditions here at the MCG for what will be an important game for both sides.
Somerville wins in the ruck, but down to Waterman. His kick to half forward. Bouncing ball for Main Waring, awkward. Chris Danaher is actually the opponent for Lewis. Kickett takes it away from Lewis. Here's Main Waring near the boundary line. A centering kick, 35 metres from goal. A chance here. Lamb snaps, way offline, out of bounds.
It's good positioning by Dwayne Lamb, because had Evans have got the ball, but he was harassed at the critical moment, Evans just as picking it up, he would have run into an open goal.
The kick by Anthony Danaher is good, out towards half-back, about 65, 70 metres from the Eagles' goal. Overrunning it was Mark Thompson. Kick off the ground, goes over for a boundary throw in about 60 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Interesting not seeing any knock ruckman actually doing the knock work around the boundary line, and also the bounce downs. Average size players now contesting.
McIntosh, high over the top went Wilson. Mark Thompson just takes it over, so we'll have another boundary throw in. The only score in the match so far is a rush behind to the West Coast side. It's about 70 metres from their goal. Punch goes back near the boundary line. The players probably will leave it go. And the boundary umpire being overworked down there at left half forward for the West Coast, about 65 metres from their goal.
Thumped out of there by Patrick. It comes to Wilson. Sumich with one hand. Off the ground goes Evans, and the ball goes out of bounds. So the Eagles having a bit of the attack, but they've had just 1 point on the board. And we've been playing for 6 minutes. McIntosh front position. Danaher uses every square centimetre of the ground. Across the face he goes to Hills. Could have been dangerous, but Hills took a good mark. Only about 15 metres out from goal. Up short of centre wing. Wallace tries to work to the front. It's punched back towards the 50. Oh, Hills cleans up his own man. That was Werner. Pios ducks a high tackle. Plays on. Inside the 50 with his kick. Sumich from behind. Oh, he might have pinched it from Danaher.
Yes.
But he's been awarded the mark.
Yes, I agree with the umpire. It's good positioning by Danaher to put himself there, but you see there better judgment, more athleticism. He just jumped higher, Sumich.
4 hands on the ball, weren't there?
Well, I'm a bit with Don and the umpire. I think that Peter Sumich had a better grab of it, Drew, and that's the only time you'll ever see the decision go to the man at the back when he's got a better grip of it.
The Essendon fans don't like it as Sumich lines up for the first goal of the match. 45 metres. Looks pretty good, a goal.
And you really couldn't go crook at Danaher on that occasion. That's Anthony Danaher there on screen, because he did the right thing. He got in front, but it's just better, well, I suppose maybe judgment or athleticism. I'd rather use the word athleticism. And here it is on screen. Danaher in front, but look, you can see there Sumich cleaner in taking hold of that ball, more assertive.
Harding one in the middle, but Somerville for Essendon up towards the 50, almost to Buick. Cleaned up by Hart, who's minding the rover, resting. Izard making a return this week after he was dropped last week, which is unusual. Best and fairest winner last year, and also won an E.J. Whitten medal last year, Alan Izard, and was dropped last week.
And after just a few minutes of play, Drew, we've been able to establish that Langdon is not in the West Coast side, and Scott Waters, who was named as an emergency, has taken his place in the 20. And Scott Waters, of course, is out there on the ground. Chance for Buick. Look at the pace. Into an open goal, and he bangs it through for Essendon's first goal. No doubt about Darren Buick. When he gets a sniff of it, away he goes, and scintillating pace there set it up for the Bombers' first goal.
Well, he does all his good work up around the forward pocket, Buick. 3 goals last week. Good judgment. So he had enough pace to get back onto his right foot. Had he have been under a bit of pressure, he would have been forced to go on the left foot. Coming around onto that left foot, but still had the pace to get away steady and put through Essendon's first.
So West Coast lead by just 1 point. They've kicked 1-1, their goal coming from Sumich. Essendon's goal coming from Darren Buick. The race on here. Paul Hills. Matera bundles him out of it. Pios. In goes Matera once again, but he's well tackled by Kilpatrick. McIntosh in trouble, but Kilpatrick is rewarded for that good tackle and will take the free kick.
Glenn Kilpatrick, a 20-year-old, playing his 9th game of league football. Up towards centre half forward. Awkward bounce for Waterman. Here's Greg Anderson for the Bombers. Just gets boot the ball. Wallace, one fingernail to it, not enough. Worsfold. Took a bit of a knock then, Worsfold. Now out to Kemp. Pass is good to Matera, the wingman back at halfback. Part of the ground chopped up a bit. The kick to centre wing. Dived by McIntosh.
It's on behind play after Worsfold got that kick in the shin. He went across and Cannon into the back at Denham. And then Wallace came over and cannoned into the back of Worsfold. The boys showing their muscle behind play.
Comes back to Lamb. He palms it down to Lewis. The kick by Lewis is good to full forward. Sumich can run into an open goal. Number 2 for Peter Sumich.
Well, just using the body, or did he just nudge him out with the arm? Peter Sumich, it doesn't matter. It still counts. That's his second goal. Behind Danaher again. But you've got to be... Well, have a little bit of luck running for you. Danaher still doing all right. He's prepared to play in front.
So the Eagles lead by 7 points. Chance now for Kemp, who runs straight through the centre of the ground. The kick towards full forward. It's chopped off by Thompson, who marks quite safely across half-back. His short kick is marked by Kickett. Oh, Anderson's in trouble. No, back to Kickett. Kickett spots a player wide. It's Chris Danaher. He's got acres in front of himself if he can gather it and bounce nicely. Doesn't go for the short. Kicks it long in towards full forward. Oh, good mark. Excellent mark. Taken there by Wallace. Terrific grab.
Well, Danaher has sent that ball in high. Could have gone over the top to Ezard because he was by himself, but elected to go long, and it's fortunate that a strong chest mark has been taken by number 21, Dean Wallace.
Well, he cops a lot of bagging, Dean Wallace, but obviously Kevin Sheedy and his fellow selectors can see some value. Back into the side this week, and may kick the Bombers' second goal. It's very close. It looks pretty good. It's a goal. So Dean Wallace kicks his first goal for the day. The Bombers get their second, and again the difference is just 1 point.
Again, a magnificent mark by Wallace. It's real Spring Hill Jack effort there. No trouble.
One to 2 straight. Bounce back near the centre. Somerville and Harding taken away by Lamb. Lamb kicks it towards centre half forward.
Bouncing ball, fumbled by Sumich, but he's still with it. Oh, great pick up, Sumich. Snap for goal. Gives them a chance in the goal square. Oh, what a mark by Wanganeen. Fantastic mark. Away to Mark Harvey. Great play by Sumich and magnificent defence by Wanganeen. Punch away, Waterman. Ball still in. He drew a couple to him, then Wilson found himself in space. A centering kick. Punch away by O'Donnell. Anthony Danaher having his hands full with Sumich. Anderson, hurried kick out of defence. Werner swamped. Off hands, Main Waring. Clever underground kick, taken out by Thompson. Now they're out of trouble.
Oh yes, well done, because Wanganeen's got some space in the back pocket. Very creative. Sheedy with a few controversial player placements, but they're certainly coming off at this moment. Kickett's in trouble, but a good tap to the advantage of Hills. But in comes Denham, round onto the left foot, but it's beautifully smothered by Waters. Waters goes away and kicks it up towards the forward pocket, and an excellent mark is taken by Evans, this time over Gavin Wanganeen.
A lot of pressure out there, especially the Eagles, forcing Essendon into a lot of hurried kicks. Evans better judgment again. Wanganeen in the right place for a backman in front.
2 Rover-sized players, and they've taken the 2 best marks of the game.
Yes, the one by Wanganeen was a ripper. Obviously the breeze was quite blustery down there at ground level, and his judgment was excellent. And Evans, from his mark, has a chance to kick the West Coast third goal. It's a mark to Sumich. A certain mark to Sumich. Right on the goal line.
Now what Essendon have got to do here is wake up, because he will not, because he's got that vicious hook, if we remember. He'll either have to go out to the right, open up the goal face. Look, he's looking for options. He's not confident.
He'll have to go.
Lewis is offering a kick, but there he is.
Oh, well done. Terrific kick by Sumich. An absolutely fantastic effort by the big full forward, and he certainly is coming back into form for the West Coast. They lead 3-1 to Essendon 2 straight.
Well, Essendon should have got backman down here. This is unforgivable. There is the big mark. Maybe Harvey should have flown. But what a magnificent kick for goal. Normally a left foot kick. He's opened it up. Done well, Peter Sumich.
The Eagles have 3 goals won. Sumich has kicked the 3 goals. Well, Somerville missed it. And the Eagles are getting it out of the middle every time. Turley. Oh, what a mark by Werner.
I think Wanganeen's hurt himself.
And Werner might have hurt himself too. So 2 Essendon players hurt after that mark by Werner. Out to centre wing. Hills. Almost a push in the back. Now he's crunched into by a teammate. The umpire's seen a free kick. I'm not sure that it's not against Chris Danaher. Hills. Up towards centre half forward. Salmon hasn't been in the players yet. And man in front takes it off him, Somerville.
Well, he's been placed down there by the coach. Centre half forward, Somerville does the knock work in the centre. Then goes to centre half forward. And you can see there the advantage of the big fellow. It's either he or Somerville or Salmon to take that mark.
Bombers trail by 7 points. Somerville kicking from 50 metres out. Way to the left. The breeze brings it back. Not enough. Sheedy watches on.
Well, I think he'd be reasonably satisfied, as would Michael Malthouse. Kick in, goes to the far side. Wilson punched away by Hills. Opportunity for Izard. Hills under pressure, but he's able to slip the tackle. And he goes for goal. The drop punt kick is very good. Salmon up high. The ball will go over for a rush behind to Essendon. Paul Hills, an exciting young prospect for the Bombers as Glenn Jakovich prepares to kick it back into play. The Eagles lead by 5 points. They've kicked 3-1. Essendon have kicked 2-2. Perfect for football. The MCG in excellent condition. Slight breeze blowing, but as we know here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, it really doesn't favour either end as far as goal scoring is concerned. Here's a chance now for Mainwaring, and he kicks it long, wide towards the wing. Werner and Pios at the back. Harvey is there to help out his fellow defender. A couple of little kicks, but Harvey's able to get it to Wanganeen. Lewis and Wanganeen, terrific ability to recover from awkward positions. Chris Danaher kicks it, goes close to the line. Chris Mainwaring not bothering too much about trying to keep it in. Boundary throw in right half forward for the West Coast.
Good harassment by Chris Lewis on Wanganeen. Also good recovery by Wanganeen too.
Chris Danaher, kick over centre wing.
Oh, free kick.
Yeah, push out. By Somerville. Free kick to Harding. Up to centre wing. Waterman. He's been pretty busy. 4 disposals. Up towards half forward. Oh, fine mark by Wanganeen. There's defying gravity a couple of times. Thought he was hurt a moment ago, but he looks all right now. Up to the centre of the ground. No mark. Ball in dispute here. Matera, the first one to really go in for it. O'Donnell, kick smothered. Kilpatrick. Up to half forward. David Hart leads the race. Round the boundary line he goes. Turley stretches the hammies and gets there.
Well done by Craig Turley there. An awkward ball to mark, but he did very well. Kicks it high towards left half forward. Top effort by McIntosh in front of Harvey, and McIntosh has been awarded the mark. Right half forward, Ashley McIntosh. Still coming to grips with the fact that he had a late start to the season. A free kick there. It's being paid to West Coast. Might be going to Sumich, is it? Anderson appealing to the umpire as to what it was.
It was a holding decision. Somebody was being held. Sumich obviously being held, but I don't know by whom.
Umpires David Howlett and Brian Sheehan officiating today, and it was David Howlett that gave that decision.
Anthony Danaher's been moved out already. He's out on Peter Wilson.
Well, that must mean that Anderson is Sumich's opponent at the moment. Sumich is kicking from about just inside 50. Kicked right on the 50-metre line, hooked the kick a little bit. And it's through for a behind, much to the delight of the Essendon supporters. who obviously felt that that was a little bit iffy, that free kick, and Anderson has gone back and kicks it to himself and breaks away now for the Bombers from the left back pocket.
I wonder if there's a position on the ground Greg Anderson hasn't played. Werner. Kicked away by Wilson, but it comes to Werner. Pios running him down.
Oh, well.
Salmon. Great kick by Werner. He was under pressure in the last stride or two.
That was a great kick. A great kick, because as Drew just said, he was being run down. We can see great chase by Pios. Bad marking by Djakovic to let Salmon get away like that.
Well, Paul Salmon, who kicked 9 last week against Adelaide over at Football Park, lining up for his first to level the scores. Well, that should have been a certainty.
Yeah, so I'm a bit with you, Drew. Paul Salmon is usually fairly reliable with his goal kicking. That's a bad miss. Got 7 minutes left in the first term. Worsfold makes the break from centre-half back into the back pocket, and he takes the mark. He's got 5 or 6 metres to spare. Now he's forced to go high. Out towards the wing. Top effort by Turley. Getting that front posse from Kilpatrick, and he's been awarded the free kick, Craig Turley, just behind the wing. Kicks it towards half forward. McIntosh, pinched by Harvey. Stolen, and he kicks it straight over the boundary line of the full. And that really was a fairly ordinary effort by Mark Harvey. The free kick will go to Turley. So he's had 2 kicks in the last 25 seconds, Craig Turley, up towards half forward. Nearly a mark there to Sumich, able to fight on. McIntosh, jumping high, hand pass, Thompson, backwards to Harvey. Harvey crashed to the ground. Turley's a chance again. His third possession in about 50 seconds, away to Wilson. Wilson goes long into the pocket, but it's ill-directed, and getting back is Anderson.
Greg Anderson, the star in South Australia as a wingman, now finds himself at fullback, replacing this man, Anthony Danaher, who was moved after Sumich had kicked 3 goals. Kilpatrick this time takes the mark, ripping it away from Mainwaring.
Gee, that had to be a good kick by Anthony Danaher.
The kick to the centre of the ground. Chris Danaher to O'Donnell. He's got time to let the ball bounce. Short pass on the bounce to Wallace. He does well to shrug himself free. Man on man, 1 out. Ball punched to the pocket and just gets over the white line, and we'll have a throw in. Buick kicked the first goal for the Bombers. Eagles leading by 5 points, and we have 5.5 minutes remaining to quarter time.
And it's been a fairly even contest, even on the scoreboard. Here's Ridley, shot for goal, nearly taken by Djakovic. Salmon and he fall over the behind line, but it is a score to Essendon. It is a behind.
Well, Kilpatrick was picking up Kemp at the start of the game. Now Lamb's got the job on Kilpatrick. Interesting move, and the West Coast playing the huddle, being ringed by the Essendon players.
Djakovic to kick it back into play. 3-2 the West Coast, 2-4 Essendon. Time ticking away, the crowd becoming frustrated. Has the umpire any power to force the fullback to kick it a little bit quicker than that, Donny?
Not really.
None at all. In towards the centre of the ground. It bounces away from O'Donnell. He's quick to recover. Kicks it into the centre circle area. Thompson, caught, must be penalised. Well,
he endeavoured to get that one hand away. He's trying to punch the ball on, but he was tackled by the 2 West Coast. In that situation, Djakovic wasn't trying to waste time. He was looking for options, and the options were all covered. He was quite positive in what he was trying to do, Djakovic at fullback.
Free kick out of the ruck contest. The advantage is with the West Coast. Waterman up towards full forward. Sumich.
He's a problem, isn't he?
Great hands by Peter Sumich, but he's too tall, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't think I would have moved Anthony Danaher as quick, because a couple of those marks, and there was a push behind. I thought Anthony Danaher was doing all right, but this fellow here, Sumich, is just too big for Anderson. You could see then. And Hines is coming on. Pios off for West Coast.
Well, Sumich has kicked 3 goals, 1 out of the Eagles' score of 3 goals, 2. And this is a chance for his 4th goal. Floating kick into the square, punched by Anthony Danaher, and it goes over for a rush behind to the West Coast. So West Coast go on to 3-3. They lead by 5 points. Essendon 2-4. And Anthony Danaher, well, he's about to kick the ball back into play, so whether that means that Sheedy's put him back there very, very quickly or not remains to be seen. Spawn, who started on the interchange bench, is on the ground and takes the mark at half-back.
To centre wing. Somerville charges at it. Chris Danaher takes a great mark, running in the same direction as the ball. To centre half forward he goes. Buick trying to spoil from behind.
Not a bad player, this young fellow.
Wallace it was. That was White. Away to Waters. Towards the outer wing. Southern stand side. And Hart takes the mark. 5-point lead to the West Coast Eagles. 3.5 minutes to go to quarter time. Up towards the 50-metre line. McIntosh up, can't mark. Wanganeen applying the tackle on Evans. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Interesting that Essendon had the first 6 free kicks of the game, and the Eagles have had the next 5.
Well, Grenvold about to come on for Essendon. The runner going out to make a positional move now. We'll just wait on that.
Wilson overruns it. Anthony Danaher is down caught by Peter Wilson. Mainwaring gets up. Snapshot for goal by Chris Mainwaring is off to the left-hand side. Through for a behind.
I suppose in fairness to Anthony Danaher, he's looking to get it on, but there were just his options covered. And he was run down. Chris Mainwaring, ball to him, should have made a better effort on.
Anderson's kick goes to the far side. Punched away by Waterman. Spawn recovers, but Waterman's there to put some pressure on the Essendon player. And eventually the Eagles will get clear. Hines, Lewis, caught by Chris Danaher, was good. When I say good, in a lot of situations like that, the tackler can give the free kick away, but that was excellent.
Izzard off, Grenvold on. He's going to half forward, Grenvold.
Lewis has had 2 possessions, and the tagger, Chris Danaher, has had 6.
Yes, I think he's one of the more improved players in the last 2 years, in particular in the competition, Chris Danaher. The kick goes in towards full forward. Anthony Danaher, no risks there. Punches it to the front. It goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Hines tries to take clean possession. Evans taken high, no free kick. Werner paddles the ball out. Kilpatrick close to the line. And the ball out. So here's Chris Danaher starring on a very difficult player to quell, Chris Lewis. And who would have thought that his older brother, an absolute champion in the game, Terry Danaher, is still wallowing in the seconds. Michael Werner last up with the football. Just over a minute to go to the first change. The Eagles about 70 metres from goal. Spawn's hand pass to Kicken, who ducks the tackle. It comes to Lewis. Bounces to Sumich. Clean bowls him. Wanganeen first back there. Thompson, the skipper, gives him the lead. Good race on. Oh! Mainwaring gave him a beauty. And Mainwaring grabs it and kicks a goal.
Good goal from Mainwaring. Getting rid of Mark Thompson. His first. He should have kicked one a little earlier on the left foot. Here's Lewis. Now Wanganeen will clean up here. Thompson could have run a little bit harder here in setting up this lead. Quite fair. And then he goes, his first. 1 goal, 1 already.
So back in the centre, Chris Mainwaring credited with the goal, but the Essendon fans not happy with the way he tackled their captain. Chris Danaher, kick across his body towards half forward, gathered by Wallace, was good. Able to get the hand pass away, but not accurate enough. Grenvold, leaving it behind was O'Donnell, but he goes after it, handballs it to no one in particular. Matera goes to the back. Worsfold, his handball was smothered. Still Essendon at half forward. Spawn is well bumped by Worsfold. Away goes Waterman. Waterman's kick back near the centre of the ground. A big punch by Hines goes out towards half forward. Harvey. Thompson recovered quite well. Kicks it high in towards the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Hills, but the siren is sounded to end the first quarter. And in an entertaining first quarter here at the MCG, the West Coast lead by 2 goals. They're 4-4. Essendon are 2-4. In the first quarter, 3 goals to Sumich. And And here we go in the second term, 4-4 to 2-4. Good bounce, up high with Somerville, big punch, Turley across that half-back line. Wallace kicked off the ground by Waters. Through comes White, held when he didn't have the football. Still there to be won. Wallace has gone over the top of the football, and he's going to be awarded a free kick, Dean Wallace. Maybe a little fortunate in the finish, because he was nowhere near the contest. Now he kicks it up to within goal-scoring distance for Essendon. Salmon, it's punched away. Chance for Waterman, and he will clear for the West Coast.
Half back to half forward with a mighty kick. Gets through to the back of the pack. Wanganeen's been resolute in defence. Chris Danaher, excellent, but his hand passed straight to his opponent, Lewis. Lewis goes bang with a long kick. Sumich again.
There's going to be a problem, Drew. He's just too big for Anderson. You see there, he just held Anderson out. Anderson caught under the ball, and Sumich just used the body. Good kick here by Lewis. This is the way forwards like the ball delivered. You can catch your opponent out. If it comes in quickly, you can always catch your back man out. He did on that occasion. Play in front or behind today, Sumich, and doing well in both positions.
Should be his fourth goal. No problems. Well, I saw him kick 13 last year against Footscray, and if he keeps this up, he might beat that.
Just looking, is that a new ball they've started the quarter with? Rather shiny ball. Lewis, quickly. Got a problem there, haven't they, Essendon and full back? Well, they would be using a new ball because it's not an adverse weather day.
$20 before today for Peter Sumich, so he's now kicked 24 for the season. A real struggle around the centre of the ground for possession. Away goes Mark Thompson, gives away ground. Anthony Danaher tackled by Main Waring. The kick goes towards full forward Wanganeen, but out comes Anderson, just dragged off the football by Sumich, and the kick falls short. Turley marks, kicks it into the pocket, and Main Waring has taken the mark. He bombs away, up to the front of the goal square. Anderson takes the mark, nearly. A little bit of, what would you call it, aerial ping-pong there by Greg Anderson. I thought he may have held it long enough, but not paid, and a boundary throw-in will take place in the left forward pocket for the Eagles. There's a good tap to the advantage of Evans, a kick off the ground. Wilson didn't realise it was there, and then eventually Werner kicks it from mid-air and finds touch about 35 metres around from the Eagles' goal in their right forward pocket. The Eagles have kicked 5-4, Essendon 2-4, as Hines does the ruck work, but it's punched away by Chris Danaher to his immediate opposite number, Lewis. Lewis swings around onto the right foot, kicks it to the front of the goals. Knocked away by Sumich from Anderson, through for a rush behind to the Eagles. So West Coast 5-5 lead Essendon 2-4 in the early part of the second quarter.
Now the Bombers playing the huddle at half back, and the first to break is Spawn, who takes the mark on the 50. It's not a bad system that Essendon used there.
Well, actually, Drew, West Coast play man-to-man, so they don't bring the huddle at centre-half back for Essendon.
Harding at the back to Lamb. Touched off the boot. Comes to Wilson, playing his 100th game today, Peter Wilson. Half volley for Anthony Danaher. Crunch into Waterman. Good pick up, Chris Danaher. And a fine tackle by Evans. In fact, he robbed him with the ball. Bounces up to Sumich, playing in front. Hooks the ball for Turley. Turley out of the air. Will it bounce for him? I can't give him a score for that. Against the behind post, and we'll have a throw-in.
We've just played a little over a quarter of football, and the highlight of this is the West Coast, the way they're prepared to tackle. We watched Main Waring kick a goal when he brushed Thompson off the ball, and that was good play by Evans also.
This is a pressure game for the Eagles at the grand final venue, and a win here, any amount of wins at the MCG will be important for later in the year. Essendon free kick, and it's coming back to Gavin Wanganeen.
Wanganeen in the right back pocket, kicks it nicely out towards the wing, and a good mark taken in front of his face by Ridley. A few of the Essendon midfielders need to get a little bit more touches. Ridley, a long kick past the centre, up towards centre half forward, nearly taken by Wallace. Kick off the ground, still there to be won. Wallace making a real good contest of it. Tunnel balls it, so does Buick. Out to Spawn. Spawn from the 50-metre line. The kick is awkward. Salmon's gather is good. He swings. He kicks. It rolls close to the line. It's taken away by Lewis. He holds the ball in as he runs over the boundary line himself and then kicks it close to the line, and it will run over. An excellent kick for touch by Chris Lewis.
Actually, he ran a long way with the ball, Lewis, on that occasion.
I'll tell you what, Robbo, we won't be seeing any easy rush behinds. Lewis wanted to keep that ball in. Remember a couple of weeks ago in Perth, there were a couple of giveaway points and they finished up losing by a point.
And it's very, very important, isn't it, when you know that there's going to be a close struggle on your hands. Every behind really counts in the final analysis. We're quick to pick mistakes out that happen in the last quarter, but it's certainly the other 3 quarters that are just as important. Boundary throw in, centre wing, advantages with Harding. He bashes it towards Lewis a little bit too fiercely, and it goes over for another boundary throw in.
35 plays 16. The Eagles pretty well in charge at the moment. 6 minutes into the second quarter. Harding and Somerville. Somerville wins. Kilpatrick caught by Kemp, gets the kick away. Wallace giving them something on the forward line. He'll take a free kick here.
He's tried hard, Wallace, just a little earlier. He was responsible for getting that ball out of the pack on the opposite side of the ground. Now he's rewarded with a free kick. White is his opponent today.
Salmon offers the lead. It goes that way, but goes over his head. Clears Jakovic as well. Hart at the back to tidy up for the Eagles. Kicks close to the boundary line. O'Donnell can't take the mark. Wallace again. Finds O'Donnell. Great play by Wallace. O'Donnell centres. Better by Essendon. Somerville.
He's still too far out to score, though.
He's a big thumping kick. Somerville, he gets onto it.
It's a bit of a struggle from 50 metres, though.
Good work. Also, O'Donnell set that one up there. Quick hand pass to, Wallace. Quick hand pass to O'Donnell, who spotted this man on screen.
55 metres out. Peter Somerville. It's a mighty raking kick. A centimetre short.
Three goals, the difference. Kick in, goes to the far side. Waterman takes the mark in front of his face. He's got a player running in support. It's Worsfold, but he elects to go closer to the wing. Good effort by Anthony Danaher on Wilson to punch the ball over for a boundary throw-in. Not a bad crowd here at the MCG for one of Essendon's allotted home games. This, of course, is their first season playing their home matches here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Away goes Matera. 2 bounces. He's very quick and he kicks it towards full forward. Sumich can't take the mark. Evans dispossessed, goes after it again and then kicks it out on the full.
No, it's out on the full.
Well, the boundary umpire a long way away from it. The goal umpire obviously didn't see what had happened there, but the benefit of the doubt goes in favour of the Eagles there, I would think, and it's in the left forward pocket for the West Coast side. High over the top, Anthony Danaher, Main wearing an ordinary kick. Anthony Danaher under pressure. In there also is Hines for West Coast. The umpire calls for a bounce.
Werner competes. Oh, look at the speed of Matera. Made a goal out of nothing.
Matera.
Speed.
Yes, and great anticipation. When they come off, they look spectacular, don't they? There he is. Everyone caught flat-footed. He backed himself in. Spawn has gone off the ground too. Ezard coming back on. Physio ran out to Spawn a little earlier.
Kieran Spawn now on the interchange bench. That was absolutely fantastic stuff by Peter Matera to get the West Coast's 6th goal. Round the centre, Essendon struggling to get the ball clear. Somerville held, but he didn't have the football. And Somerville takes the free kick in the centre of the ground. Kicks it high. Salmon, he's got it.
Just too big.
All too pedestrian, wasn't it? Salmon able to lope out in front of Glenn Jakovic. Jakovic not too happy with himself.
Oh, look at this. He's just too big. Look.
Not sure he's too fit either, Jakovic. He missed last week with an ankle injury, so the two of them might add up to one fit player.
Salmon shoots from about 35 metres out, slight angle. Essendon badly need this goal. It is close. Oh, I think it's missed. It has. So Salmon has kicked two behinds. Buick has kicked the goal. Dean Wallace has kicked the goal. And for West Coast, Sumich has kicked four, Mainwaring one, and Matera one. White goes to the far side. High was Buick, but it goes behind. Jakovic slips over. Handball into the path of Hart was okay. Hart able to run. Kick towards half forward. Harvey. McIntosh. In goes Grenvold. Harvey leaves it behind. Still there. No, it's taken over by David Hines. And a throw-in will take place at left half forward for West Coast. About 70 metres around from their goal. Maybe a little closer. Maybe 60 metres. And the ruckman Somerville. Buick takes it. And takes it beautifully. Handball away to Harvey. Harvey kicks it in towards the centre of the ground.
Bouncing in no man's land. Running onto it. Kilpatrick gets it out. Wallace. That was Ridley getting it out to Wallace. Salmon in front. Looks it down, but Harding's there for the Eagles. Hill's a chance here for the Bombers. Matera with him. Matera's pace closed the gap and he's holding the ball. Matera wins the free kick and goes on with it. Having just kicked a sensational goal. Long kick, short of half forward. Werner, good mark. 41 plays 18, but you wouldn't know it the way this ball's whizzing around like a pinball. Hills up towards centre half forward. Wallace got underneath the ball. White took the mark. The hand pass back to Turley. Up to centre wing. Grenvold can't take the mark. Come to Waterman. Now a chance for the Eagles. Wanganeen and Evans has been a terrific little back. Wanganeen. Izard. Not a great kick by Alan Izard. Made it awkward for Ridley. O'Donnell, a great hand pass. Kilpatrick to kick it. Ducks the high tackle of Wilson. Derek Kickett for goal. Kicks a beauty.
He did that well, Derek Kickett. You've got to take your hat off to him on occasions, Kickett, and that was one occasion. Really, Wilson was coming hard at him. Watch this on replay here. Good handball here by O'Donnell again. Ducks the tackle, 360, 49, 48 metres out. Derek Kickett goes goalward. Well done.
Well, he doesn't mind kicking a goal, Derek Kickett, and if something's going to lift the Bombers, that certainly will. Worsfold. Oh, that looked all right, but now the free kick is being paid to John Worsfold. And the Essendon supporters again let the umpire know they're not happy. That kick just floats towards the boundary line. Lamb gathers, slips over, but he's able to get around onto that favoured left side. Then kicks it towards half forward. The advantage is with Werner. He takes a good mark. Handball away to Harvey. Harvey slips, but he's got time to recover. Kicks it back near the centre of the ground. Ridley makes a contest out of it. Away goes McIntosh. Worsfold forced to kick with the left. Floats it across centre half forward. Oh, Matera, well done. Very well done. Eyes only for the football and takes the mark about 40 metres out on a very slight angle, so the Eagles have got a chance to get their 7th goal.
It's a real bonus when you've got a wingman that can kick goals, and this man on screen can kick goals off the wing. There he is, Matera. Great goal earlier, showed great anticipation. His asset is his speed.
So Peter Matera. Sumich, the leading goal scorer on the ground, as Essendon make a change. Thompson is off and Denham is on. Matera goes for goal. The kick floating, but it's through. It's another goal to the West Coast. Matera kicks his 2nd goal. Sumich with 4, and they've kicked 7-5 to Essendon's 3-6.
And I hope he is going down onto the forward line. Denham he is, because that's where they're lacking out. Thompson was down in the forward pocket, just not quick enough to get underneath Salmon. Buick now up around half forward or midfield. And McIntosh off. He was at centre half forward.
McIntosh and Pios on the bench for the West Coast Eagles. Somerville brings it underfoot. Can't clear the circle until the soccer kick gets it out of there. Werner's kick Round the corner, not bad. Anthony Danaher. Denham just on the ground. Competed with his teammate for the ball. O'Donnell. Chance for kick it again. Oh, Hart. Clears the centre square. Another chance for the Eagles. Pace of Lewis. Mainwaring. Off to Chris Lewis. 45 metres out from goal. Centering kick. And right in front we find Hines. And he's 35 metres from goal.
Not a bad player, Chris Lewis. In fact, he's a good player. Very well done.
David Hines for his first score. It should be a goal. They lead 47-24 already. Close to the right-hand goalpost, but he's kicked it. (8-5 to 3-6).
Well, he's a good man to have on interchange anywhere on the ground, Hines, because he can play in a number of positions. Ruck, he's done that on occasions. Full forward, centre-half forward. He'll make a good centre-half back too, because he's really worked on the fitness aspect of his game.
Bounce back in the centre. 8-5 plays 3-6. Harding gets the tap out. It goes to the rear where O'Donnell kicks it up towards half forward. Turley falls over. Anthony Danaher, well tackled. Chance again for Turley. It was Anthony Danaher. Now Wilson. Oh, chipping in was Kilpatrick, who's been a little quiet. Wallace still has the football and gets it across to Anthony Danaher. Dispossessed by Matera. Wilson.
Danaher had a couple of chances then, but fumbled. Matera round the boundary line. And the ball goes out of play. Number 32, Matt Clappe, made his debut last week against Hawthorn.
It's hard to keep up with these positional moves. Both coaches. Wilson now on the half-back flank. Danaher's down on the half-forward flank for Essendon.
Denham a bit of a fumble. Hills gets the hand pass away. O'Donnell. Bombers need the next couple. Bounces inside the 50. Worsfold. Izard in there to make it a contest. But just weight of numbers, the Eagles force it forward. Lamb's kick from half-back to half-forward. Evans. Clappe just on. Dispossessed. Goes to Hines. Dishes off the hand pass. He might have gone himself. Wanganeen goes to ground. He was legs at the umpire. Gavin Wanganeen will get the free kick. Free kicks at 12-8 after they'd been 6-0 earlier on to Essendon. They've lost it. Kent's hand pass. Lewis. And Lewis kicks a goal.
A lot of pressure out there across half forward. Ball spilling out. I've been impressed with Lewis's game today. Here's the replay of it. Wanganeen also impressive in the back pocket, but on that occasion tried to set it up for Harvey, and Harvey turned the ball over. There he is, all by himself. Chris Lewis. That's his second goal, or first.
Well, it really was a fairly ordinary hand pass by Wanganeen that put Harvey under pressure, but still West Coast capitalised. Somerville doing well in the ruck contests. Anthony Danaher kicks it but goes nowhere. Kemp, Wallace, Denham underneath. Chance for Hart. Hart kicks it high towards centre half forward. No mark taken, but Hines' recovery was good. Mainwaring one way, then the other. Then the short kick into the pocket, taken away by Anderson from Sumich. Handball over the top to Werner, and the Bombers are out of trouble as Werner thumps it back towards centre half forward.
Oh, kick it just crashed through the pack. It was going to be an Eagles free. Advantage. Waters to half forward Hines. Well, the Eagles absolutely dominant now. They've kicked 5 goals in this quarter.
Oh, free.
Anderson pushed Sumich out.
Anderson not happy about that, but it's more frustration. Here it is, the replay. We'll watch Anderson come in. There is the free kick. Little crude.
In this quarter, the Eagles have kicked 5 goals, 1 to the Bombers 1-2, and Sumich with this free kick should be a sitter from 30 metres out right in front for goal number 5. Yes.
fifth goal. Unique kicking style of Peter Sumich. Essendon about to make a change, or have they made the change? Salmon, I think, might go. He's been pulled out of full forward. Where has Salmon gone to? We'll just try and pick him up.
Centre half forward, Jakovic has gone with him.
Paul Salmon at centre half forward for Essendon. Jakovic with him as the ball is about to be bounced in the centre. West Coast 10-5, Essendon 3-6. It's all West Coast. Their second term has been very good. Hines Barnes wide of centre half forward. He plays on quickly, kicks it into the pocket, which is not really all that good. Sumich close to the boundary line. He's able to get some space and then kick it with his left foot.
Why didn't he go onto that right foot? Because we saw him earlier use that right foot. That time he's put it straight over the boundary line.
Maybe not confident in the distance. He was about 50 metres from goal, wasn't he? I'd like to ask you a question, Don. Why would you try and make a fullback out of an all-Australian wingman? And I mean Greg Anderson. He's been a fantastic player for Essendon across the centre line.
Well, I'm a commentator, not a coach.
But he gets 25 and 30
I think what
across
Kevin
the
Sheedy
centre line,
believes in is adaptability, because players have got to play in positions. Danaher's now at full forward. He started at full back, half forward flank, half back flank, all in the space of a half.
You've played the game. I don't know how players can get any confidence when they're moved around like a chessboard. As Waterman has the football near the centre of the ground, now he elects to go wide to the far wing where Harding is marked. Not all that much closer to goal for West Coast, but certainly they still have possession. We've got 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Again, they go short. Worsfold on his own between the centre and centre half forward. Kicks towards the goal square. Lewis, very, very skillful. Kicks it back towards half-back. Grenvold and Werner. Werner kicks quickly. The sun in the eyes of young Hills, but he gets the hand pass away. Anderson under pressure. Buick. Hills. Essendon eventually get out of trouble. Hills' kick is very, very high, and a good mark was taken by Salmon, and he's all the way up to the wing. So he's about 3 kicks from goal for the Bombers, and he kicks it quickly. 2-on-1 for Essendon. Buick, Wilson punches it away. Here's a chance for Matera. He slips the tackle, gives ground away, and hand passes to Hart.
Kick back towards centre wing. Turley. Too strong, too hot, too tall for Denham. Kick by Turley to the 50. Werner. Somerville. The hand pass away to Chris Danaher. On the run, the Bombers. O'Donnell. Straight up the centre corridor. Ridley. Nobody up forward. On his own is Wilson. That kick had to be a goal or it was nothing. And Salmon, well, I'm not sure whether he is fit, but he's got no hope of kicking 9 goals again this week where he's playing. Centre wing Lamb takes the mark. His kick inside the 52. That penetration with the kick. And the Eagles are happy to play behind because they know the ball will carry. And that's what Mainwaring did then. Sumich offering a lead in short.
Could have gone there, actually, Chris Mainwaring, but he's fancying himself.
Oh, it's about the best kick in his league career. What a goal! Oh. 2 goals to Chris Mainwaring. You'll never see him kick it that far and that straight ever again.
Well, they're hot, the Eagles, and really the impressive thing is about them is their harassment across half forward and then the full forward line. When the Essendon fellows are coming out, Mainwaring on the other side of the ground really did harass coming out. There he's being paid the compliment by the runner. That was a magnificent kick for goal.
Thompson back onto for the Bombers. As the bounce in the centre, Kemp. Wallace crashes through, misses the ball completely. Then a little hand pass, but it's chopped off by Kemp. Still Wallace in there fighting. O'Donnell. Down goes Wilson with O'Donnell. The umpire calls for a bounce.
Thompson has gone on to Mainwaring. Mainwaring half forward.
Gee, there's a few cracks in the damn wall appearing, aren't there? 11 goals 5 to 3 goals 6. Up high was Harding. Quickly O'Donnell. Fortuitously finishes with Wallace. Wallace a short kick. Salmon flips it back. No one there. Waters. And still the Eagles have the numbers as White marks just behind the 50-metre line. He kicks it high towards the wing. Worsfold can't take the mark. Chris Danaher gets his foot to the ball. But the Eagles have got the player there again. It's Jakovic. He's well caught. The tackle was effective. But even though Jakovic got the hand pass away, he has been penalised at the free kickers with Anthony Danaher.
5 minutes to half-time. Salmon at the back, can't take the mark. Wallace applying the tackle. But Wilson gets the hand pass away to Harding. Now Watters. Worsfold, the skipper, at half-back flank. Good run by Lewis. Penetration with that kick as well, but this time not to the advantage of the side. Werner takes the mark. And Werner hasn't been a bad player. He's taken 4 marks and 10 possessions for Werner. Here's Wanganeen to centre half forward. Harding with a spin through the pack. The hand pass was blind. They've got the numbers there. Lamb shrugs a tackle. Harding in the play again. He's lost it. Oh, luck's of fortune. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time, Harding. And now Hines has the mark at centre half forward.
Coming into the play also, David Hines.
Sumich offers the lead. Good pass. Sumich pushed to the back by Anderson again.
He's just not big enough to play at full-back, Greg Anderson.
Well, he was not only an All-Australian, Greg Anderson, he was a Magarey medalist as a wingman too.
This man on screen, very hard to play because he can play from behind or in front. We've seen him prepared to lead as he was on that occasion. But if he is behind, he'll use his body, nudge the opponent out, lead him under the ball. A difficult man to play on, especially today. He is hot, Peter Sumich. And he'll kick the distance, there's no doubt about it. From here.
He kicked 3 in the first quarter. Will it be 3 in the second quarter? Sumich for half a dozen. Yes.
Well, I am running out of space. 6 goals in a quarter and a half. This year he's averaging 2.5 goals a game, mainly because of the fact that he's only played the 7 games, or this is his 8th game. And it's 26 goals for the season.
Six goals to Sumich. Oh, in goes Wallace hard at the football. Away goes O'Donnell and kicks it quickly towards centre half forward, but Jakovic gets back and takes the mark.
Oh, look at the West Coast.
Has been playing 4 out this side. Yes, Hart was the option. Wilson fumbles, but he's got plenty of time. Away to Harding, back to Wilson, who gathers it beautifully. Short kick. Izard can't quite take the mark, but his recovery was good. He kicks it, scragged there by Hines, but the kick goes in towards the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Wallace. Kick it up high and kick it quickly. Anthony Danaher at the back.
That was good play.
Taken by Chris Danaher.
That was good play by Danaher because he was running in front of the play. Lewis was giving chase, then I thought, oh no, he won't be used because the ball very slow getting into the forward line. And that was well done by Danaher, and it was good to see him rewarded. Now they're making a change. Spawn's gone down to the forward line for Essendon. Now Anthony Danaher, I think he'll go to full back again.
Chris Danaher, shot for goal, and eventually Essendon get their 4th goal. So all singles there. Chris Danaher, Buick, Kickett and Dean Wallace, and Essendon 4-6, trail West Coast 12-5.
Sean Denham has gone off the ground. Anthony Danaher's gone to full back. There's the kick for goal by Chris Danaher. His first for the game. But good running.
We're back in the middle. A much-needed goal that was for the Bombers. Anderson was a spare man in defence then for the centre bounce. Ridley had to give the hand pass away. Waterman. Oh, good mark. Excellent mark. Just approaching and attacking the ball, Werner. And he's done it all day from the start. But he hasn't been rewarded with more games in the seniors. This kick clears Salmon. Jakovic. Spawn there for the Bombers. They're taken out by White. Mitchell White, a 19-year-old. 77 plays 30. A minute remaining in the first half. Bombers would dearly love another one before the siren. Jakovic all over Salmon. Waterman, high kick. Kick it!
Kick it.
Oh, courage there. Lewis was coming straight at him. What a collision that was going to be. Kemp. Kick by Kemp. Sumich should have taken the mark. It gets behind. Wanganeen. Danaher. There was a free kick going to be paid. Advantage. Harvey hardly sighted him. Anderson at half back. He's got Izard. 20 metres in the clear. Gap closed too late by Wilson.
Kick it favouring a leg behind play.
Kick by Izard in the direction of Salmon. Jakovic crunches into him. Ridley snaps, hooks the kick badly, and nobody forward for Essendon again. They had nobody within 40 metres of goal.
And the kick is good and finds Waterman as one of the trainers. Attends to Derek kick it. Waterman's kick towards centre wing. No mark taken. Lewis takes it over for a boundary throw in. With the siren sounds, it's half time at the MCG. 6:30.
It's Coast.
In the middle. And Watters just gets it out for the Eagles. Harvey. What a great day, Mark Harvey. Whistle's gone. He's going to get a free kick. He might have missed most of his possessions because he had 12 and this is 13. I'm surprised at the stats. Out towards Chris Danaher. Kick by him to centre half forward. Oh, what a mark. Fantastic leap by Ridley.
Well, it really was a very good kick again by Chris Danaher. He spotted the player at the back of the pack and set it up for him and gave him a terrific chance.
Big mark by Ridley. He's an impressive youngster.
Todd Ridley. He played the first 3 games last year and we didn't hear from him again for the rest of the season. And he caps off a great mark with a fantastic goal.
Well, that's the start they wanted, Essendon. They've made a number of positional moves. I'm trying to pick up Wanganeen. He's no longer in the back pocket. He's on half back. He's picking up Mainwaring. But here's this mark, a big leap. Mark of the day, Todd Ridley. Another angle. Look at that. That's the way you take them. Don't put the hands in the shoulders. Just go straight for the ball.
And if you saw the Essendon players run over to him after he kicked the goal, just don't discount Essendon winning this game yet. They've come out fired up.
Well, it's a big statement, Drew, because their first half was very ordinary. Waterman's high kick goes towards centre half forward. They need to get the next goal. They haven't been able to get a succession of goals in the match so far. Watters, a little kick into the pocket. Sumich. Good mark by Peter Sumich in front of his face. He's kicked 6. He looked just a little ordinary against Collingwood over in Perth. Improved a little bit more last week. And again today, his confidence is just building all the time. So we can look forward to the remainder of the season with a lot of delight watching Peter Sumich. The kick for goal. He just pulls it a little bit and it's through for his second behind. 6 goals to the West Coast Eagles full forward. 12-6 to 5-6. 7 goals the difference. And Harvey will kick it back into play for Essendon and he goes pretty well straight up the ground. Well past the 50-metre line. The ball comes to the back. Chance for Kilpatrick. Well tackled by Kemp. Ball runs free. Lamb comes in and kicks it in front of himself. A little bit, not Lamb, it was Turley rather, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Ruck contest, Somerville and Harding. Somerville does it well. Matera somehow got it out the back. Lamb this time. A wobbly kick towards the half-forward area. And Mainwaring being held by Wanganeen. Well, that was a bit ticky-touch with Don, wasn't it?
Well, the umpire's now paying it, and if their players are manhandling in any way, shape or form, they will pay it if they're on the spot.
Mainwaring's kick, well, I don't think Malthouse would be too happy with that, kicking it. Well, he went long, but he also hooked it, and it's in the pocket now, in the left forward pocket for the West Coast, when a better kick would have probably been to the front of the square. Somerville, Hines, Somerville in front, gets the punch away, goes back near the boundary line. Chance here for Hart. He kicks the ball well with either foot. but it slips off the side of his boot on this occasion, and it's out of bounds on the full. So 2 mistakes there by Main Waring and Hart within 30 seconds, and this time it results in a free kick for Essendon to be taken back there by Anthony Danaher.
Just in case you think Essendon can't come back, earlier this season against Melbourne they kicked 8-2 to 1-2 in the last quarter to win by a point. No, it was Melbourne, not the Eagles, but it's possible. Evans, a high ball out in front of goal. Danaher did well. Oh, his hand pass is chopped off by McIntosh. Kick doesn't make the distance from 30 metres. Sumich! Hooked out of there by Thompson. It comes to Main Waring. He's buried by Chris Danaher. Thompson again. The hand pass clear. Now they're out of trouble. And on the run is Glenn Kilpatrick. Up towards centre wing. It runs for Spawn. He's away from White, but White comes back. Spawn's over the ball. Ooh, he might have been a bit lucky then. The umpire's going to ball it up. .78 plays 36. The Eagles well in front. Harding palms defensively. Spawn makes it a contest at ground level, and we'll have another ball up. Umpire throwing the ball up there. It's a shifting ground there on the outer side. Harding. Hart. He loses it to O'Donnell. Hurriedly left foot the ball, but out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick back into play for the Eagles. To be taken by White or Turley. It's to be White.
Now the kick goes towards half forward. Marking contest. Somerville a big punch from behind for the safety of the boundary line.
It's interesting the matchups. They've got now Michael Werner playing the back pocket, and he's picking up McIntosh. He did really well across half back. Maybe they could be advised, Essendon, to get Werner up onto Hines here and screen at centre half back, Harvey into the back pocket. They get maybe a little bit more drive out of Werner.
Kilpatrick tries to tap it to his own advantage, but Harding is there. There's a free kick. Oh, that was weak. Oh, I don't believe that. 6 days ago, I saw some ordinary decisions given by an umpire here at Collingwood and Footscray, and that was a very ordinary one there too. The kick to half forward, opportunity for Kemp. Handballs to his own advantage. O'Donnell worries him out of it and knocks it over for a boundary throw-in. It's about 70 to 80 metres around from the West Coast goal. Gary O'Donnell and Dean Kemp in that contest. Boundary throw-in. Somerville. Hines at the back. Somerville's done well in the ruck contest. He's going to be awarded a free kick, much to the delight of the Essendon fans. Free kicks are 16 to 13 in favour of Essendon, so really, from a numbers point of view, they haven't got anything to complain about. Back in towards the centre of the ground. The race is on. Worsfold. Ridley. Worsfold kicks it again in front of himself and goes after it, but Matera is there to chip in. Tries to accentuate the fact that Ridley had hold of him. Matera, it's Main Waring, and a boundary throw will take place at left half forward for the West Coast.
Kick gets very high for the boundary throw in. Gains 15 metres. Lamb swamped. Had to put the handball up high. Wanganeen at the back. Tackled Matera when he didn't have it. And Matera will take the free kick. Right on centre wing. In front of the highly inadequate coaches' boxes here at the MCG, as Gerard Healy told us at half-time. Kick by Matera. Up to the 50-metre line. McIntosh didn't get to the ball, though. Comes off hands to Thompson. Kick blocked by Lewis. Hills. Youngster from North Ballarat. Centering kick. He's bowled over after he got rid of it by Hines.
Can't the umpire see that?
Well, all the crowd saw it. Comes to Evans. Left footer by Evans to full forward. Danaher punches down to the front. Harvey a chance. Kick it. Spins out of the tackle. Away to Harvey. Short pass. The Bombers looking better certainly in this quarter, but it's taken away by Waterman. Waterman's kick to full forward. Sumich. No mark on all fours, Peter Sumich. Now Anthony Danaher. The intensity is lifted from the Bombers after half-time. Anderson round the corner. Thompson centre wing. He thought about going on with it and then plays away from Harding. Wallace sandwich. Can't take the mark. Gives it off to Spawn. 55 metres out. Kieran Spawn. Salmon. Worsfold got back there.
You see Salmon appealing on that occasion because Djakovic had him by the jumper and the umpire not in the right position.
Here's Hart.
Fantastic shepherd by Matera. That kick is pretty good too, into the path of Waters. He's going to get run down. Well tackled, brilliant gather there by Wanganeen, and he runs away with the football from half-back. Kicking towards half-forward, falling over back there was Salmon. And taking the mark is Jakovic. He elects to play on. Handball to Turley. Turley, a little kick in towards the centre. The Eagles have got plenty of players around the centre of the ground. Lamb takes the hand pass, kicks it long to the goal square. It'll bounce through. Oh, McIntosh has helped. It's on its way anyway. So McIntosh kicks his first goal for the day, and the Eagles get their 13th.
Well, that all came through the strong work of round half-back. The heavy tackle of Shepherd by Lewis. It was on O'Donnell, but then to find Harding by himself. Now they had two options. There was Kemp and also Lamb. He goes long, Lamb. And there's the fortunate bounce. McIntosh is first.
West Coast by 8 goals, nearly halfway through the third quarter.
Palmed down by Harding. Somerville for Essendon. Lamb pops one high and plays on with it. Didn't wait to take his free kick. Thompson under pressure. They've lost it. Mainwaring 48 metres out to Hines. Offline, Hines, and away to the right and through for a behind.
Those forwards really working well for West Coast, especially when they haven't got the ball. That's about the second or third, well, it's the third time they've caused a turnover on the half-forward line just through their harassment, their perseverance, their tackling. It's just terrific stuff from the forwards.
Well, it's 49 points the difference. In fact, the Eagles have lengthened their margin despite Essendon's efforts after half-time. Here's Harvey. Essendon's only score was a goal after the mark of the day by Ridley. White's kick. McIntosh can't take the mark. Werner. The hand pass to Wanganeen, who had his back to it. But he's out of trouble now. Didn't take time to steady, but a long kick. There's a push out. Essendon's free kick to kick it. Salmon's one out with Jakovic in the goal square. A few of them getting back to help out now, but it's still a one-on-one contest. And Salmon doesn't look like the same player who kicked 9 goals last week. It's in his direction. Jakovic misses with the punch. And see those Eagles getting back there. The first 3 men at ground level back there were in blue and gold jumpers.
Boundary thrown in the right forward pocket for Essendon. 15 minutes of the third quarter remaining. Wallace takes it, but it's picked off by White. White kicks it out towards half-back. The mark is taken by Anderson, who looks as though he may be playing on the wing, and he plays on. Can't quite get around Matera. Up towards full forward, but a good mark, an excellent mark taken at full-back by Glenn Jakovic.
I agree with Jakovic. I reckon Buick got a fair one out of his hair there.
Well, now he plays on and goes to the right back pocket area, looking to give the hand pass away, but arrogantly runs around Salmon and gets it out nearly to half-back before he kicks it towards the wing. It bounces off Hines' chest. In comes Kemp. Kemp's kick into the pocket. No mark to Evans. Thompson. Now Turley. Hand pass a little too fierce there for Evans, or maybe the latter. Just fumbling ever so slightly, and it goes over for a boundary throw in at right half forward for the West Coast.
Essendon runner has just gone out to Paul Salmon, I think, indicating for him to lead further up the ground.
High kick. Harvey underneath it, and he takes a good mark. Mainwaring, the Eagles player, contesting that mark.
Kick by Harvey towards the centre of the ground. Wilson in front. White smothered by Izard. Izard in there furiously. The umpire comes in and will ball it up. 13-7, plays 5 goals 6. And we have 13 and a half minutes to go to three-quarter time. So 5 goals by the Bombers is a very poor return for 2.5 quarters of football. High to half forward, 2 against 2. First there is Wanganeen. Hills, chased by Matera. Matera's pace giving Hills the creeps today. Round the corner, Lewis can't take the mark just inside the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. No handballs, 10 kicks, 1 mark, Chris Lewis. Oh, down goes Harding. That's against Somerville. Free kick 17-16 now in favour of Essendon.
Harding goes in short into the pocket. Sumich got rid of his opponent quite easily there.
Yeah, did that well.
Anthony Danaher takes a pretty simple mark at the finish on his chest. About 30 metres out. There's kick 6.
Well. Look at this. Use of the body. He does it well. He's hot today, Sumich.
Well, this shot by Peter Sumich, not all that simple. He hooks the kick once again, and it's through for his third behind. He's kicked 6-3. The big full forward. Very good player last year, and it's taken a little while to settle in after having fairly well injury interfered season. Anthony Danaher's kicking towards the centre of the ground. Attempted tap on there by Harding. Good tackle Mainwaring on Kilpatrick. Werner just gets clear, but Lewis nearly trapped that. Thompson, short kick in near the centre of the ground, overrunning it with Spawn. Kemp is caught with the football. Wallace, in comes Turley. Shaw ball handling. Wilson wide. Mainwaring is there. Will it bounce fortunately for him? It does. Ball handling is perfect there by Mainwaring. Kick into the pocket. Still in the field of play. Right into the forward pocket for the Eagles as Izard takes it over for the Bombers. Boundary throw in against the behind post in the right forward pocket. 13 goals 8. West Coast. Essendon 5-6. And Salmon has been brought down to do a bit of ruck work in the latter part of the third quarter.
He's had 4 touches, Paul Salmon. Thompson gets the ball out of there. Only for Kemp. Kemp for goal, kicks another one.
Well, Dean Kemp has had a good season, a very, very good season, but he's having an interesting duel with Kilpatrick. I think both of them more or less nullifying themselves, but on this occasion it's Kemp who gets away from Kilpatrick. Look, Kilpatrick right on his hammer there. Just happened that Kemp went the right way, Kilpatrick starting behind. But it's been a great tussle, really nullified one another, but that's his first goal, Dean Kemp.
The Eagles really marching now. Anderson out of the middle, up towards half. Buick interfered, and the free kick goes to Worsfold.
I thought he may have been shepherding Buick out of it.
Or it's Hart, and he goes across the half-back line, and now the mark to Waterman. That's where the ground is pretty dodgy there. Up to centre wing, Lamb. This will be a great learning experience for the Eagles. This is where the grand final will be played. Last year it was played at Waverley, and they took a flogging from Hawthorn. But experience at the MCG will count for a lot in September. Waters. And of course, with 4 clubs now using the MCG as their home ground, there's plenty of chances to play here. Evans did well. Kemp, who kicked the last goal. Funny old kick, very wide and out in the forward pocket. And was it on the full? Just the last minute poke.
Craig Turley, was that a wry smile or just the appearance of the mouth guard? Boundary throw in the right forward pocket for the West Coast. Salmon doing the ruck work, tries to get it down to the advantage of Wanganeen. Mainwaring dives on the football. A free kick is picked out of it. It's going to Essendon to be taken by Wanganeen. Gavin Wanganeen, 14th possession coming up. High kick out towards the wing. Good mark taken by Anderson. And he even looks a different person playing out there on that centre wing. He's kicked towards half forward. Being held with Spawn. Spawn now just forward of the centre. Runs on and kicks it high towards full forward.
Yeah, he's being held too by Jakovic.
Punched away by Jakovic. Worsfold, Waters. Waters does well. Ridley at the back. In comes Kemp, composed away to Matera. Matera's kick towards centre half forward, but getting back as Harvey, and he marks safely on his chest. Good kick.
Hills unmarked near the centre of the ground. Great kick by Matera just a moment ago. What distance he got with it. But now this is his opponent, Hills. To full forward, Somerville not in the position. Off hands to Spawn, who snaps a goal.
Well, Essendon really do need somebody underneath those feet of those big forwards they've got down there. They've got Somerville now down there. They had Salmon earlier. The ball does come down there very high. They're predictable in what they're doing. But see, the ball will come to ground a lot of the time. And there he is, swooping on it is Karen Spawn, who started on interchange. But maybe Buick could do a little bit more when he's down there. Denham, if he does come on, kick it down there.
Salmon does the ruck work once again and gets the tap to the advantage of Essendon, but Harding across his body. Anderson beaten for it by Waterman. In comes Evans, handball to Main Waring. Main Waring, a kick across his body is pretty good. Up towards centre half forward. Chance for Sumich, is caught by Anthony Danaher. Couldn't possibly be penalised. I think the crowd are screaming for a free kick, but the umpire, the only obvious thing to do there is to bounce the ball. He has a bit of a chat to Sumich and Anthony Danaher and goes on with proceedings.
Chris Danaher hurriedly boots the ball, hasn't cleared the area, right in front, 49 metres out, Main Waring. Now Main Waring kicked a goal in the second quarter from about 55 metres. 12 kicks, 3 handballs, and he's kicked 2 goals. So on the previous evidence, this isn't beyond him. I'd hate to be cruel and say that's more of what Chris Mainwaring can do rather than the previous one, but that is now 2 goals 2 to Chris Mainwaring. 93 plays 42, 51-point lead, so they led by 47 at half-time, so this quarter's gone really nowhere. Essendon have just had 2 scores for 2 goals.
Anthony Danaher kicks it pretty well straight up the ground. No mark taken. Lamb, too fierce for Waterman. Anderson, well done. Forced his way through and kicked it to half forward. It's taken away here by Worsfold, and an excellent kick by the captain. Hits Matera on the chest on centre wing. He's got a player on his own. Near half forward, Kemp in short. Too high for Sumich. Oh, Lewis. Well done, Chris Lewis.
They've just got too many good players, West Coast, and they're now starting to bob up. We've got a lead such as they have got of nearly 50-odd points. So they're hanging on by both players, Sumich and Danaher. Kilpatrick allowing Kemp to get away.
Actually, this Don is really to the advantage of West Coast. If Sumich had have marked it, he'd have been on the wrong side for that left foot kick of his. Whereas Lewis, pretty well a straightforward shot for him, isn't it?
He's already kicked one, Chris Lewis, in the second quarter.
And he just hooks it a little bit. He may have squeezed it through. No. It is a behind. So 1-1 to Chris Lewis. 14-10 plays 6-6. The Essendon scoreline really is a very ordinary one. 12 scoring shots, and we're nearly up to three-quarter time. Anthony Danaher again, pretty well straight up the ground. A nice long kick to centre half back. O'Donnell, who's been harassed out of it. His kick is smothered. Wilson plays on quickly. Kicks it in towards full forward. Sumich up high. Can't quite take the mark. Turley ran onto it. Sumich, a flying shot at goal, hits the post. And it really wasn't a bad effort by Peter Sumich. He's now kicked 6 goals for, as Mark Thompson will kick it in for Essendon.
And in this quarter, the Eagles have kicked 2-6 to 2 straight goals. Anthony Danaher front position. Lewis in after it. Oh, great pick up by Chris Lewis. Concedes ground to Hart. Hart goes thump from 50, but hooked the kick. And out of bounds on the full. Salmon. Gee, they've been few and far between. Salmon marks. That's his 4th mark for the day. Now here's Izzard at centre wing. Somerville trying to lead, but he's too far up the ground to pull forward. Kick's not going to reach him. They need the runners. Kickett's had a quiet day after a promising start. Dodging and weaving, brilliant. Kickett. Oh, brilliant goal.
That's just amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. You couldn't describe Derek Kickett on that occasion. And thank goodness we've got a camera to record it. Here he is, ducks. Oh, but he's in all sorts of trouble. Look at that. Just magnificent stuff. But he can't do it consistently. Derek, kick it.
What was it you said in the Geelong game when he kicked his last goal of the day?
Whatever it was, Drew, he certainly provides you with some exciting moments in football, doesn't he, Derek Kickett? Izzard, away to Kilpatrick, who falls over. He's left the ball behind. White's quick kick to the 50-metre line. Chasing after it is Waterman. Worsfold down behind play. And he's as tough as old boots, is John Worsfold. Gets up pretty quickly.
He's got the right shoulder.
He's back after his opponent or the football. Boundary throw in. Wallace, Izzard starting to get a little bit into the play. Kilpatrick, Anderson somehow gets around Turley. Kicks it high in towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Two Essendon players go to ground. Jakovic for the West Coast. Gives away a little bit of ground. Back to Waters, and the West Coast are out of trouble.
Chest mark to Hines. 4 minutes to go to three-quarter time. Lead by Sumich. Well, when you're quick off the mark and the delivery is that good, the best fullback in the land couldn't stop that. And Anthony Danaher was the fullback in the AFL Team of the Year last year.
And they're also giving him a lot of space in which to work. Sumich. They're keeping that forward line open. He's able to lead with confidence. Good kick by Hines. It's well done by West Coast. Jakovic, Waters, Hines.
Sumich for goal number 7. He hasn't kicked a goal this quarter and has kicked 3 behinds only. That's home. 7 goals for Peter Sumich.
Well, he's kicked 3 points prior in this quarter. Finally got on the major scoreboard. It was a good kick by Sumich and a good build-up by West Coast. Let that go from what, just on 50, a little bit over 50. Prodigious kick of the football.
Well, a top effort by Sumich, kicking 7 goals out of 15 so far. Still just over a quarter left. Kemp kicks it towards centre half forward. Excellent mark by McIntosh. Gee, when he starts to grow with confidence. Sumich pushed. Anthony Danaher there. Buick kicks it quickly out towards half back. Bounces over for a throw in about 60 metres around from the West Coast goal.
They don't just chip it. Sorry, Don.
Yeah, they'll just see the physio going out to Todd Ridley, so obviously he's carrying a bit of a problem.
Well done, McIntosh, to get in front of Salmon. Made Waring there. The umpire forced to call for a bounce as Worsfold is still in a little bit of trouble with his shoulder behind play.
What I was going to say is that the Eagles don't just chip it around and get stats, but they're out marking them 56 to 43. They do have high markers, and sure they do steer the ball low, but it's 164 kicks to 131. They're just dominating.
Yes, it's persistence, isn't it? By all their whoever the 18 are that are on the ground, they are very disciplined in their performance. Essendon crowd chanting to try and stir their players into a bigger performance, but they're just being outplayed by the Eagles. And very close to three-quarter time, 15-11 to 7 goals 6. Gives you a real good indication of who's on top out there on the field.
Minute 40 remaining to three-quarter time. Runner Rob Wiley on the ground having a word to Peter Sumich. Essendon win the hit out. Wanganeen runs out of room. Anderson. Well done by White. Takes a bit of a trip. Play on. Kick smothered. And out of bounds.
They've made another change. Essendon. Werner's gone to half-forward line on the half-forward flank, being picked up by Worsfold. He's also under a bit of a cloud because the physio's run out to him. Todd Ridley now seems to be playing on the back line in Werner's place.
Harding beats Salmon. White off the ground. Terrific pickup by Ridley. Matera in front of Hills. Matera goes backwards. Hills missed with an attempted soccer. Kilpatrick. Chance for the Bombers. Somerville. Swamped by Hines. No whistle. Waters the hand pass. Great vision. Hart. His hand pass. 15 metres to Matera. He just floats from one wing to another. up towards centre wing, and a fine overhead mark. That's not a chip and mark. That's a terrific mark by Turley.
Certainly was, Drew, and Turley plays on quickly. Handballs to Kemp. Kemp back to Matera. Matera's kick into the pocket. No mark taken. Anthony Danaher, well tackled by McIntosh. Still Essendon defenders under pressure. In comes Evans. Leaves it for Mainwaring. His quick kick goes nowhere. Thompson tackled well. The harassing of the Eagles forwards is enormous. Eventually Turley into the pocket. Sumich takes the mark, and it really was just the weight of numbers by the West Coast. And it's finished with Sumich. He has a chance to kick his 8th goal as the siren sounds to end the 3rd quarter.
Well, if you believe in percentages, eventually you've got to capitalise, and the West Coast has just been hammering at their forward line. They've been repelled on a couple of occasions, but they've also converted. And if you just get blasting away, eventually it's got to turn your way. And it's doing it for the West Coast.
Well, Sumich has had 11 shots for goal so far, resulting in 7-4. He's had 12 shots, and he may have kicked 8-4. He has. But Peter Sumich's 8th goal has given the West Coast a healthy advantage at 3-quarter time. They're 16-11, 107. Essendon 7-6, 48.
He needs to be up on the ball.
Well, the last quarter about to start, and the West Coast with a commanding lead. 16-11 to 7-6. And a big crunch of players in the centre of the ground. Is it Wanganeen there in trouble, holding his face? And still, to regain his footing, he's in lots of trouble. He's not all that strongly built, Gavin Wanganeen, but
he's coming through, hit the, and you can see there, Harding's not that type of fellow anyway, purely accidental, but he really did hit it hard. Wanganeen played in the back pocket, started there, half-back flank, probably Essendon's best player today, now obviously on the ball. We'll just get another look at this from a different angle. Harding going for the ball and just happens to hit Wanganeen across the side of the head. He's going off, actually, Gavin Wanganeen.
That's not a bad move, Don, because he looks a little stunned, and play goes on. It's Anderson who kicks it up towards full forward. Chris Danaher overruns it, as does Buick. Buick's had an ordinary day. Turley there to take the hand pass away from Jakovic, and Turley's kick back near the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Clappe. Clappe is on the point of the square. He runs in towards the centre of the ground and kicks it over the centre position. At the back, Spawn. It beats all players. Thompson, no one really to kick it to. He's forced to just bomb away, and he gives it up because out here, oh no, Mainwaring, I thought it may have favoured him, but Turley back to Mainwaring and eventually to Waterman, and the Eagles will be up towards full forward within seconds. Sumich can't take the mark. Ridley, good shepherd to give Thompson the opportunity to kick it back towards the centre of the ground, but the kick was ordinary. Turley, tap on for Waterman, back to Mainwaring, and the Eagles are at centre half forward. The mark is taken by Harding.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gavin Wanganeen's cut his head. I see the doctors working down there and looking at him. Ian Reynolds and Bruce Reid, the doctors at Essendon.
Here's Dean Kemp now, and so often the Eagles just appear to have men out in spaces. Football is, well, it's supposed to be 18 men manning up with 18 men, but there were passages of play then when Eagles were running everywhere on their own. Kemp from 48 metres. Should have kicked that one, but missed it to the right.
Had a quiet day today, Dean Kemp. Usually he's averaging about 24 possessions. Again, there's Wanganeen on screen. He's had about 15 to date.
Still a good player though, Dean Kemp, isn't he? He's quite effective in the things that he does. The kick goes out towards the half-back area. Mainwaring the high flyer, picked off by Hart. Away to Lamb. Lamb's kick across his body into the pocket. Anthony Danaher gets back, but Sumich, well done by Peter Sumich there to keep the ball. It's only about 25 metres around from the West Coast goal, so there's still a chance to score. Gerard, Gavin Wanganeen in trouble.
Yes, the real concern with Gavin is his right eye. He did cop a knock underneath it. It is cut, but the eye itself is a little bit damaged. It's doubtful whether he will go back on the ground.
Kick out of bounds on the full there, allowing a free kick to Peter Matera. Wayne Waring offering movement off the ball. A lead in short. Another lead in short, McIntosh. And another overhead mark.
He's got good hands, McIntosh.
Mark 62 to 43. And Essendon are considered such a tall side, they've got to leave people like Simon Madden in the second.
Gee, I think this bloke will be a big plus for the West Coast the more games he plays this year.
Kick by McIntosh, across the face. Oh, a big climb by Sumich. Chris Danaher out of defence, kicks out of bounds on the full. So they've had a free kick on both sides of the ground. The Eagles, on both sides of the ground, the Eagles. A bad jump by Sumich.
Terrific leap, wasn't it? And he nearly got it at the second grab too. This man can kick the football, Drew.
Can.
He'd be half a chance of scoring from there.
David Hart, 48 metres out. Once again across the face. McIntosh, Sumich, back over his shoulder. Good effort, great effort. And just missed.
8 goals, 5 to Peter Sumich. Anthony Danaher. Straight down the ground, looking for Spawn. Lamb just interferes ever so slightly with the Essendon player. And the umpire sees it as an infringement, so the free kick will go back to Kieran Spawn and Dwayne Lamb, who's done a pretty good job for his team in a fairly well negative role. Here's Spawn. Short kick, okay. Kilpatrick. Marks. Little kick in towards the centre, O'Donnell. He's struck. Yes, he's been pretty well kept quiet.
They've done that well today, West Coast.
Turley, Lewis, Matera, into the pocket. Sumich, no, he got his hands on it. He's able to recover. Banana kick. Oh, he's just missed, I think, to the left-hand side. 8 goals, 6, so that's 14 shots at goal from the full forward. 16-14 plays 7-6. Let's talk about Dwayne Lamb. He's had 16 possessions in a defensive role.
That was another mark Sumich should have taken. He's had 17 kicks. Kick straight up the middle by Danaher. Spawn spoiled by Turley. Lewis thumps up the ground. Harvey a little one to Izard. Here are the Eagles. No man on Waterman. Evans from behind almost took a mark. Thompson in front. Kicks for the boundary line. Doesn't quite kick it hard enough to find touch. Ball goes out off Anderson's shins and we'll have a throw in. So 7 goals, 6 return for the Bombers is really pathetic in 3.5 quarters of football, when last week they played away in front of a hostile environment and Salmon kicked more than that on his own.
He's hurt himself too, Paul Harding. Maybe it was at the... No, I think he hit Wanganeen with the right hand, didn't he? He's favouring the left arm. Pierce on.
Comes to Spawn, good tackle Lewis. Thumped up the ground by Wallace, who wants to go on with it with Turley. Behind the play, the ball's gone out of play, and Dean Wallace gives Turley...
Turley does not even interest. He didn't put the hands... That inflates your ego if you're the aggressor, doesn't it?
And Turley's just gone back to be in this contest for the throw-in. Buick gets it, though. Kilpatrick. Anderson runs onto it. Not a great kick, but it might set up Hills. Werner does well to steal it away from White, and Werner shoots for goal and kicks it.
Michael Werner, but he's a good player. In fact, probably one of Essendon's best. He and Wanganeen in that first, well, maybe first 3 quarters. He's moved up to the forward line in the third quarter, partway through the third quarter, figuring here on the scoreboard. He's played most of his football at half forward and at full forward. Got some ability, Werner, but consistency a problem.
Well, one thing he does do well, Michael Werner, and that's kick goals. Salmon, stolen by Kemp, nearly held back. McIntosh tackled Lewis, but in comes Thompson for Essendon. Nice kick by Thompson out towards the wing position. Grenville. Desperation by Wilson. Little kick, falls over. Grenville, no. Oh, that tackle surely is illegal. Against Clapper, and Grenville will take the free kick.
But Grenville was holding Wilson when they were running for the ball. He was impeding Wilson. He was restraining him.
Maybe the umpire thought that there may have been a bit of holding by both players. The kick towards full forward, no mark taken. Away goes Hart. Hart for the West Coast, kicks it to a vacant wing area. Gathered nearly by Lewis, just lets it slip out of his grasp. And he's not too worried, Chris Lewis. He's having a bit of a chat with the crowd out there. That's how comfortable the West Coast feel about this result. I don't think there'll be any danger about them losing the game. O'Donnell runs away and then kicks it in towards centre half forward. High flyer, Somerville takes the mark in front of Jakovic. Handball away, Anderson. Oh, stubs his toe there in attempting to kick it towards full forward. Waters dragged down by Kickett, but away goes Matera. Gee, he covers some territory, Peter Matera, doesn't he? Playing on the wing, and he's back there in the back pocket to help the defenders out. And his kick is okay. He finds Clappe on centre wing.
Kick by Clappe. Main Waring.
Now, Turley's been put down by Wallace here on centre wing. And Turley's not too good either.
Well, Wallace remembered the incident from a moment ago. Sumich takes the mark.
Whether he's got him in the solar plexus, he's down on it. There he is.
Peter Sumich has 8 goals. And this one from only about 30 metres out. Good effort right through the middle.
Nice draw on that ball from Sumich. Did it well. Is he all right, Turley? He's up and walking around, but he wasn't too good there for a while. He was down as he haunches, a little bit of an altercation with Dean Wallace.
9 goals, 6 Peter Sumich, 18 kicks. 17-14 to 8-6, nearly halfway through the last quarter. Up high Salmon, Kemp's a chance, taken by Matera. Hills is in the action. Pios away to Wilson, and Wilson finds some space and kicks it to half forward. Good mark taken by Hines. I think they're feeling fairly pleased with themselves. That kick in towards full forward. This time Sumich takes the mark in front of his face.
I reckon if you take 10 marks and have 18 kicks at full forward, you're going to get 3 votes. How's he gone?
Now that's a better effort, isn't it?
Yes,
maybe it's a confidence thing, taking those marks out in front of your face when you're running at top speed.
Well,
a touch thing, maybe.
He's demoralised Essendon from the early minutes of the game. Peter Sumich will certainly get the distance here. No, he doesn't. He hooks the kick to the front of the goal square. It's punched back in his direction. Hines. Snapshot for goal by Hines. Misses. 1 goal, 2 to David Hines. And still the Eagles pour on the pressure. 17-15 to 8-6. They're not interested whatsoever in Essendon kicking a score. Their defenders still working overtime to restrict the Bombers' chances, and their forwards doing well at the other end of the ground. Anthony Danaher kicks into brother Chris. Lewis 50. Holding on 50 metres.
It's the first one today, isn't it? First 50 of the day. 116 plays 54. Essendon came into this game and the coach said it was a mid-season grand final for the Bombers after they'd won 4 games in a row. What a flogging they've taken. Was well played by Lewis. Anderson found it tough wherever he's been today. Left footer seems to have been pulled off his kicks. He's got no distance with any kicks today. O'Donnell can waltz in and kick a goal.
Well done by Gary O'Donnell. He was looking for an option, but they weren't coming. And he still went on, went into goal, an open goal. And they're hard to kick when there is no opposition around, no pressure. And to deliberately steady down, line up and put it right through. They're hard things to do.
So Gary O'Donnell becomes the 8th individual goal scorer for Essendon. The only multiple goal scorer has been Derek Kickett, who's kicked 2. Eagles get clear of the centre through David Hart. He's kicked towards half forward. No mark taken. Nearly an attempted gather by Turley after contesting the mark. Was excellent work.
Really,
50 metres from goal will have a bounce.
Are we in a better vantage spot? There's a free kick
Sumich
being paid.
Well,
There's a little bit of an altercation.
Ridley just got him in a wrestling hold and flung him to the ground.
I was just going to say, are we in a better position to see all these holding infringements than the umpires? But they're happening. I mean, Danaher was all over Turley on that occasion. Why wasn't a free kick paid?
Well, Turley's lost his boot, and without trying to recover it, the trainer's throwing it everywhere. Turley comes off the ground to be replaced by Evans as Sumich prepares for his attempt on his 10th goal, and he hooks the kick. It really was a pretty ordinary one in the finish. So I've got him down for 9 goals, 7. 16 scoring shots as Anthony Danaher.
And as we heard, he's missed a few marks. Fred Fanning's record could have taken a tumble if he'd had about a 90% record. Here they go again. He'll get 10. No worries, Sumich. McIntosh. Hines. Just under 14 minutes to go. Hines out of bounds on the full.
Tried to steer that one.
He could have nearly given that to Sumich, in short.
He's on 9 at the moment, Peter Sumich. Over half-back flank. Punch away by Spawn, and the ball out of play. Well, it wasn't in Mick Malthouse's time. It was in John Todd's time, when not so long ago, when the Eagles went to Windy Hill and the Bombers kicked 25 goals to 1 against them. Now things have changed. Harvey takes the mark, plays on over the centre of the ground with a longer kick than I think even he thought. Kick it, taps. Hills. He's got Wallace in support and kick it. Wallace, yes, he gets away. Here's left footer to centre half forward and Somerville. Jakovic with him. White, clever kick round the corner.
Yes, it really was, Drew. Mainwaring marks and runs away. He's just full of running, Chris Mainwaring. A very, very fit player. His kick in towards the pocket. McIntosh can't quite take the mark at the back. And it goes over for a boundary throw in about 55 metres from the Eagles' goal. Nearly 33,000 people here at the MCG today. I'm sure that most of them, being Essendon supporters, would have come along with expectancy after their grand performance last week at Football Park against the Adelaide Crows, but they've been completely outplayed here this afternoon. Buick dragged, Thompson, Salmon, Anthony Danaher, Anderson gets around onto the favoured left side and then kicks it across his body. Looks
Another
for Kickett.
shocker.
Kickett's got a chance here. He flips it to the back, but Matera with persistence. Handball a little too fierce. Kemp is there. Sumich again.
Now he's probably confident, isn't he, Sumich?
So would I if they were getting the ball as regularly as they are around the middle of the ground from half back to half forward.
The way he's taking those marks now. Ridley, is Ridley his opponent or Danaher still?
Ridley playing on him.
Well, Danaher's now picking up McIntosh. He's had 3 opponents today.
9 goals, 7 to Peter Sumich. 17-15 to 9-6. Sumich for goal number 10. Goal umpire hasn't moved. 10 goals to Peter Sumich. 18-16 to 9-6.
Well, he'll get better as the season's gone on. An interrupted season. He's only played the 8 games. And as he gets touch, even today he's gained touch as the game's gone on. That mark prior to this one was a great mark, leading at full tilt at the ball, taking it in front of his face. Hard to do. Shows a man just starting to regain some touch.
That's now 276 goals in his AFL career. He went into the game averaging 3.59 a game. So he's bumped that up today with his 10. Well, I did see him kick 13 against Footscray only last season, and he's got nearly 11 minutes to kick 3 more to equal his personal best. And the way they're winning in midfield, I wouldn't actually say he's 50 to 1 against to do that.
You also did say that just after half-time you thought Essendon was some chance of winning the game.
Actually, they showed so much intensity after that terrific mark and goal by Ridley that I just thought they had come out with a new attitude after the long break, but well, it's just got worse and worse.
Well, they really did try, Drew. I must agree with you. They really did try. The intensity was there, but the West Coast were equal to the task, and the feature of their game, and it was noticeable right from the start, the way they're tackling, they've made Essendon forced them into errors.
Well, the margin at half-time was 47 points. It's now 63. Here we go again. Chris Danaher is about shared possessions with Lewis. Oh, he's in trouble here. A hand pass back. Harvey's still in trouble. Lewis, bang! Down goes Harvey. 50-50 ball up the ground. Evans hand pass. A fumble by Matera, but Pios in support. Kick by Pios. Hines the only chance for the Eagles. Well done, Harvey. Look at Lewis charging at the ball. A goal for him or a pass to Sumich. Oh, great mark. Oh, terrific footy to watch.
Yeah, that was a good mark. Similar to that one he took earlier.
What about Lewis when he got a sniff of the action? He just went for it, didn't he?
Yeah, there's a lot similar about that man, Derek Kickett, and Chris Lewis. They both really put the accelerator down when the chance is there. Sumich has taken 12 marks, coming up for his 22nd kick and his 11th goal. Oh, that's a bad miss from 40 metres.
That's one criticism of his play, the number of points that he does kick. He had 14. What did he kick before this? 20 goals, 14 points. It's not the best conversion rate.
Actually, if he kicked half decently, we'd be talking about Fred Fanning's record right now.
Yes, my word, he's kicked 10 goals, 8 so far in the game. Grenvold, Harvey in a little bit of trouble. Back to Grenvold. Grenvold from centre half back. Kicks it in the direction of Spawn. Spawn can't mark. Wilson, good pressure. Pios at the back. Kick it towards full forward.
Oh.
Sumich, nearly a one-hander, but he plays on and then kicks the worst kick he's done for the day with his right foot out of bounds on the full. Anthony Danaher to take the free kick. I think Essendon would be wishing the siren could sound. His kick floats towards the 50-metre line. Spawn can't take it. Free kick. It's going to Essendon to be taken by Salmon. Salmon at left half back. He's had 4 kicks. Yet to kick a goal after kicking 10 goals last week, and immediately his kick is marked by Waterman on centre wing. Pretty simply, Waterman kicks it and finds Hines. Away goes to Wilson. West Coast, they want more scores on the board, but that kick has been marked by Thompson in the back pocket for Essendon.
Buick off for Essendon, and Denham has come on.
Punched away from Hines. Taken away by Anderson. Kicks it across his shoulder. Up towards half forward. Nearly a mark taken by Somerville. Tries to go in after it again. Waterman shows strength. Wallace is there for Essendon, but it's bundled over. And we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing, quite near the players' interchange area. Dean Wallace there. 9 kicks and 4 hand passes, has struggled, as has most of the Essendon players. O'Donnell has tried very hard. Handball towards centre half forward. Hills as well, tackled by Matera. Denham brushed aside by Jakovic. Away goes Lamb. Must have heard the call from Matera. Matera from 50 metres.
Oh.
Long kick, a magnificent kick by Matera.
His third, Peter Matera. Done particularly well, Matera. He was a very, very good player for them last year. When he wasn't around early season, they struggled a bit, but he's got terrific power, speed. Look at that tackle he did. Lamb hasn't got a right hand, we can see that. Look at that handball, but still gets it across to Matera. Blessed with a lot of speed, and a long kick, his third.
A great goal on the run by Peter Matera. The Eagles haven't been a high-scoring team this year. In fact, they've scored more points. They've outscored only 3 teams in the competition, which is surprising for their position on the ladder. But they're starting to rectify that today. 19-16. And Sumich has kicked 10 goals. Essendon just kicking and hoping. Wilson, in his 100th game, is barreled here by Kickett. Jakovic.
They got more players on the ground than Essendon.
Well, it looks like it. And they certainly haven't got any opponents. Manning up, 18 pairs of players around the ground. That's just gone out the gate here. Pios. Sumich. Oh, well done. Ridley got his fist to that ball, but didn't find touch. Lewis taken out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in. We've got just over 5.5 minutes remaining in this game, and 130 plays 60. The Eagles leading by 70 points. McIntosh. Kemp. Chris Danaher. Pios. Intercepts. High ball. Sumich outnumbered, and Harvey takes the mark. Breaks for Essendon. Towards the outer side. Spawn. Good kick by Harvey. Well, no movement on the forward line. Kick starting to give a bit now. Spawn. He's mucked it up. The Eagles have got it. Not yet. Hills. Matera applying the tackle. Geez, worried him today.
Persistent. You know, that was terrific play by Wilson. He caused that turnover. Just a mere fact of getting there, laying a hand, dragging him down. And then Matera equal to the task as well.
Spawn held onto the football because he had no one to kick it to. Essendon forwards, no movement whatsoever. Spawn again. High kick in towards half forward. No mark taken. Chance here for Wallace. Handballs to Salmon. Salmon gives it up. Waters. Hart a handball over the top to Jakovic. They look a better team with Jakovic in there at full back or centre half back. Clappe a little slow. Denham ran him down, but the mark is taken by Evans, just forward of centre wing. Evans looking to play on. Now he kicks it inside the 50-metre line. Sumich can't take the mark. Kilpatrick tries to punch it on into the action again as Matera. And the umpire will call for a bounce. Under 4 minutes left. Peter Matera, who's been fantastic on his wing, has kicked 3 goals. And he's had 22 possessions. Anthony Danaher leaving it for Somerville. Can't quite get his foot to it. Evans can. Kick towards full forward. Goes past Harvey. Harding pushed off the football by Ridley. Goes to the opposite pocket where Thompson takes it. Thompson's kicking towards centre half back, taken by O'Donnell. Away to Harvey. In turn to Chris Danaher. On to Kilpatrick. First time Kilpatrick's been in the action for a long, long time. And his kick straight to the opposition. Jakovic marks in the full back position. Plays on quickly and kicks it to Mainwaring at half back.
Kick by Mainwaring. Here's another man 30 metres in the clear. Waterman. Kemp on the 50. About 55 metres out Dean Kemp. Sumich offers a quick lead in short. Kemp goes longer. Harding couldn't take the mark. Anthony Danaher's there. Not sure what to do. Back to Somerville. His kick towards Anderson. Anderson's had plenty of kicks. None of them have gone too far. And the ball out of play. We'll have a throw in.
Waterman's had something like 27 possessions too, Drew.
Greg Anderson, perhaps surprisingly, has had 22 kicks, 3 handballs. I don't think he's kicked one more than about 40 metres. Hills slips the tackle of Hines. The hand pass into Anderson. Anthony Danaher. 2.25 minutes to go in this game. Kicked by Danaher. Well, if the Eagles can turn it over here and win possession and get another goal, there's another sort of a record for them. They're looking for their highest score of the season, which at the moment is 19 goals, 19. They're 3 points short of that. Clappe. Spawn.
Worried out of it by Hart. In comes Grenvold. Grenvold's shot for goal. Into the square, no mark. Jakovic bangs it through for a rush behind to the Essendon side.
Kick it again behind play, not too good. The club physio running out to him. Got a couple of heavy knocks in this last quarter. Kick it.
And White to kick the ball back in for the West Coast. 1.5 minutes left. White finds a man on his own. How unusual. Evans it is. Between the full-back and centre-half back positions. He swings onto the left foot and kicks it back near the centre of the ground. McIntosh robs it. Pios kicks the ball beautifully. Usually, this is no exception. Sumich, great mark.
Well now, isn't he, the last quarter? Those marks are terrific.
Well, I think the players in the red and black Guernseys certainly have lost a lot of confidence. and the other ones in the yellow and blue have grown in stature as the game has gone on. This man, probably number one in that category, Peter Sumich. He's kicked 10 goals, 8. This will be his 24th kick, 13 marks. What a mighty performance. Hooks the kick a little bit, but it swings in beautifully for another goal. So Peter Sumich gets his 11th goal for the day, and with half a minute left, the Eagles 20-17 lead Essendon 9-7.
Well, the feature of his play is this marking there in the last quarter. He was dropping a lot of those early on in the game, Sumich. Chock full of confidence. When you have that many shots at goal, you've got to have your confidence running for you.
And that is now the Eagles' highest score of the season. The first time they've kicked 20 goals for the season. Anderson, the full forward. White is back there. Anderson's kick might score a goal, but White touches it just on the line. And the fact that Sumich has missed a few marks and missed a heap of shots at goal just shows you that one day somebody will kick 20 goals. And in the history of the game, nobody's kicked more than 18 in a game. Fred Fanning, 1947. Jakovic goes defensively. The siren signals a big win for the West Coast Eagles. Of their 20 goals, Sumich got 11. The match committee happy. Mick Malthouse celebrated his 200th game as a coach today. And it's been a big win, an important win in a big game at the MCG. And Peter Sumich was the star. Peter Wilson celebrated his 100th game. He started back with Richmond in 1987, the first year of the national competition. And Gerard Healy is down on the boundary line with the Eagles skipper.